This is a way to start, it's called a cast on. This is how you put your stitches on your needle in the first place. And to start, you want to make a loop with the yarn and you want to pull it through with your needle and it makes a slip knot. I'll do another one. You make a loop with the yarn and you pull it through from the back and you pull it tight. Do it one more time. And use your long end that goes to the ball of the yarn on this side and your short end on your right side. You make your loop and you pull that through and then you make it tight. Now you're going to want to add more stitches because you just have that's your starting stitch. So what you want to do is put your 2 fingers through here and pull that tight. So you want to put 2 fingers here, under there, and pull it tight. And this is your long yarn to the ball through here and pull it tight. I'm holding it tight with this hand so it doesn't get away. I put my thumb under here and my finger, and then I take this needle and I go under here and pull it tight. And then once you have as many stitches as you need, you know how to knit. And we've done that before, and that's where, and again, I wrap my little finger around it so it holds the yarn. I put this finger here so I can guide the yarn. And then I just have to do this. So you're guiding it with your fingers, and you take this hand and you go around. And when I take my hand off the needle, I hold it with my thumb and my other hand so it's not going to slip away. And I'll finish up this row with knit. When you make that first row of stitches, you want to kind of make them loose so you can get your needle into them. And that was a row of knit, and you know how to do that. The other row, I'm going to do a purl. And the purl, that's the one where the bumpy stitches are on this side. And you take your right hand needle and go down from the top. And then you go around and out the back. So it's down from the top, and your yarn is always in the front here, around and through. And down, around, and through, and off. Down from the top, yarn around, through, and off. Those are the 2 main stitches. There's a lot of ways you can do it. And there's a lot of variations of that. Now this, when you do a knit 1 row, purl 1 row, you end up with a nice flat side on the one side, on the knit side, and the bumpy stitches on the purl side. You can do a lot of different things. You can also practice doing a knit 1 stitch, and then bring the yarn around to the front and purl 1 stitch. Then take the yarn to the back and knit 1 stitch, bring the yarn to the front and purl 1 stitch. Take the yarn to the back, knit, bring the yarn forward, purl, the yarn back, knit. Now if you do this in a couple of rows, and we remember that the bumpy one is the purl stitch, the flat one's the knit stitch. So if you were to purl this, do this next row and purl the purl stitches, knit the knit stitches. Remember to always take your yarn forward for the purl and back for the knit, and you'll get a ribbing. And if you look on your own sweaters, on the sleeves, they're ribbed just like this. Now the last thing that we have to do is how to get the stitches off the needle. So we're going to knit the first one, just like we always knit. Knit the second one. Then take your left hand needle, stick it down into that first stitch and pull it out, and take it over the needle and off. So then knit another one. So you always have 2 stitches on the right hand side. Put the needle down through the hole here, pull it out so you can pull it over the end of the needle and off. Knit the next one, so you've got 2 stitches here, and you'll take it, pull it out, take it through over the needle and off. That way you're getting rid of these stitches here and you're kind of binding them off, and it's called a bind off. You only have 2 on this side, and then you take the first one and pull it over the second. And you don't want to pull too tight, because as long as your stitches are loose, you can maneuver them over and around. Then when you're all done and you've taken all the stitches off the needle, you've got one left. And I usually just pull this needle out and make a big loop. I cut the yarn off someplace here, and I stick it through here, through the loop, and I pull it tight. I don't have scissors to cut it off. And it'll make a nice tight knot. Like that. And you'll have cut this off, so you're going to have a little string hanging here. Okay.